Wait. Why is there a lever which is also turned on? It might do something. Yes, it does. Wow. The wall just slid back. And adjust. Wow. It seems like someone has hidden their gold blocks and diamond blocks over here. In a secret room with a secret entrance. Now, do you also want to hide your valuables like that person? Well, for making a hidden entrance, you need to install a 2x2 Flush Piston Door. Now, you can question me that why a 2x2 Flush Piston Door, not a normal one. Let me explain. This are normal doors, two wooden doors and an iron door. As you can see that they are very well visible, so it's not that hidden, I guess. Moving on to a normal piston door, a 2x2 piston door. You can use the same blocks as the wall, so it's kind of hidden, but as you can see that there is a certain block layout for a 2x2 piston door. Means the whole wall is plain, but only particular 4 blocks are pushed together by one block, which makes it kind of not hidden. Means if you look closely, then you can understand that there's a door, so it's also not that hidden. So to overcome that problem, you need to make a 2x2 flush piston door, which is flush with the wall. Means you cannot tell that what the door is. It can be these 4 blocks, it can be these 4 blocks, it can be these 4 blocks, it can be any 4 blocks together. As you can see, it's also nice and fast, like this one. And also, it's very simple to make. And this is a lot more hidden than the previous one. So now let's see how to make this. So before I move on to the tutorial, I want to point out 2 things. First thing is that Electrium is a hard word to pronounce for me. I'm not comfortable with it. So I'm going to pronounce redstone. Means if I say redstone dust, means it's Electrium. If I say redstone repeater, then it's Electrium repeater, like this. And the second thing I want to point out, that in this version of RealmCraft, which is 5.3.9, there is a visual glitch with repeaters and comparators. Let me show you. So over here I have a setup where from a lever a redstone line is running into a piston, and over here same thing is happening in this direction. Now a repeater is used to connect 2 redstone lines. Now if I place this repeater facing east, it's showing that it's facing north, but in reality it's actually facing east, because it can carry the redstone signal in east, towards east. But even though it's showing that it's facing north and it can carry a redstone signal towards north, but it cannot, because in reality it's facing east. It's just showing that it's facing north. So don't get confused with that. And I hope it gets fixed soon. So first things first, you need to create the door itself. Means what the door is going to be. Select that place, dig out that 4 blocks, break these 2 blocks, and 1 block below the ground place 2 sticky piston facing upwards. Then place sticky pistons like this. Which creates an L shape. Place your top 2 blocks of the door. Now make your 2x2 corridor. And over here place the bottom 2 blocks of the door and make the floor. Then get some restaurant dust. Place it like this. Place solid blocks on top of the pistons. Place restaurant dust on the edges. A repeater facing into this line and another repeater facing into this line, and set them on 2 discs. Then run a redstone line from this redstone line in the edge. It's on the edge. Then connect this bottom 2 pistons with this redstone line. Okay. Now run a input line from this redstone line over here, and be sure that you have tapped on this repeaters at least once. Then get an input. Which can be anything. I'm using a lever over here, and be sure it's connected with this redstone line, this one. And now the door is ready. Nice and fast. Now the back of the door doesn't particularly look correct, so to look at it a little more nice, you can install a simple 2x2 piston door. And to make it 2x2 piston door, you need to have 4 pistons like this. Don't worry if it's extended. Place blocks means of the door which you want to use in front of the pistons, and this obviously this is sticky piston. Now place a block behind this, behind the bottom pistons, and extend your corridor. Now run a redstone line on top of these pistons like this. And make sure it doesn't connect with this line. These 2 lines needs to be separated, so be careful of that. And now the back also looks clean. And as you can see, it works totally fine. So now we have created a hidden door, but in the first clip where you saw that I found a hidden room, that's because the input isn't hidden. There's a lever which is clearly visible, so finding out that door is also really easy. So we need to have an input which is also very hidden. Otherwise, how the door is hidden? It's really easy to find the door. So we need to have an input which is hidden, and also we need to know how to activate it. Means it will have a password. Now you need to know the password. Now these password readers have another specialty, that you need to have the right item with the right name, and if you just throw it in the right place, only then the door will open. So there is 3 factors. So it's a 3-layer security, and that's when we can call that door is well hidden. I didn't cut that piece. Let's move on to the tutorial. So let's start. At first, choose the block where you want to throw that item. Let's block under it. A hopper, then crouch. Let's a dropper facing downwards, and another hopper running from it. It's under it. Then again crouch. Let's block like this. There's a comparator running from this dropper into this block, and from that block run a repeater, then run a redstone line from here. Plus a block not there over here, and a redstone line on it. Then again run a comparator from this hopper, have a redstone line over here, and also remove this lock. And place a rail by crouching on it. Now get yourself a redstone torch. There's a redstone torch over here. A repeater pressing into this hopper, and connect this with the redstone line which locks the repeater. Now run a redstone line from here, there's a dropper, sorry, a hopper, a dropper. Like this. Okay. Connect that line with this sticky piston. Have a repeater over here. Then press a dropper over here and another dropper over here. They both are facing into each other. Now get yourselves a chest and place over here. Now get yourselves 2 stackable items of your choice. like a paper and a book, and get one unstackable item like a diamond hole. Now you need to rename these things. Now I am using the paper for blockers, and the name of blockers can be anything. Means anything which name you will never use in your whole entire life. And I make 4 of this, all with different names. Okay. There's a blocker. And now take your main item which you will use to access your secret room, means to activate, means to open that door, your hidden door. So over here that item I will use is book. Now I will take 19 of those, and now have your password. Now I suggest you just spam, but in case you somehow lost that original item, so for that you should have a name which you can remember, like a number, like 1 2 3 4 5 6. Obviously you need to have harder names than that, but I am just giving you an example, just like that. And my anvil is almost broken. Whatever. Now I will go to this dropper, which one is locked, and in the first slot there should be 18 of the item I want to use as my activation item, and the other 4 slots needs to be blocked with blockers, which are these papers with weird names. And these droppers, this one will have that unstackable item, which is here, a diamond hole. Now from this dropper run a comparator. Now place a block over here, place a redstone torch on it, there's a block on this side, and over here. Now this is a main block. It's a main torch which controls everything. Now all I need to do is connect up this redstone torch with this door over here. And this, be sure the redstone signal is continuing. I will repeat it over here so that you can continue with the redstone line. The signal strength again goes to 15 over here, and the door activates. Nice. Now over here I have a redstone line facing into this redstone torch, and over here we need to build a pulse extender. Now building a pulse extender is very easy. All you need to do is have 2 comparators like this and another 2 comparators like this. It's the perfect timing. And connect this up with a button which will be inside your base. Now I'm explaining you in a second that what this does. First let's build this. So basically, when you are inside your secret base and you have to get out, then you have to press this button and this will open the door for a few seconds, and in that time you will get out and the door will automatically close behind you. Now this red button. You need to connect this up with this dropper. And there you go. What this does, that when you activate, you throw the activation item over here, so then the door opens and it stays open and for an infinite amount of time. So when you got inside, so you need to close the door. So for that, you just need to press this red button. And at the end, over here I place a rail, and I need to place the most dangerous item in the world, which is a cart with a hopper. It sucks up everything. And there you go. It's ready. Now I have to get my item to show you how this works. So over here, as you can see that the door is closed, and somewhere you have this activation device, and you know where to throw, and you just throw your item, and instantly the door opens and you can go through it, and then you just press this red button and that will close the door, and you are safe over here. And this chest, from here collect your item, and wherever you need to get out, press this green button and just get out. And let me try again. Yes, you can easily get out. And there you have it. There's a door. And in case you are wondering, if I throw anything else, it will just spit it out. And if you want to collect the trash, then you just need to place a hopper running into a chest. But I think you don't want to just collect a lot of trash, so it's totally your choice. If you want to do it, then do it. Now, in case you are wondering that how this door works, let me explain. So if I activate this door using my activation item, so first what happens, that I throw that item and it is picked up by this hopper minecart, and through this hopper is sent into this dropper, and this is an automatic dropper. Means over here the comparator detects that there is an item and emits a redstone signal and powers this repeater, and this repeater powers this redstone line, which deactivates this comparator and also activates this dropper once. And as this comparator deactivates, so this redstone line also deactivates. So we are getting a pulse, a constant pulse, for which the dropper is constantly firing until it has finished all of its items. That's why when I throw a lot of items, it starts spitting them out, and as you can see, it constantly turns on and turns off until it is finished. Now over here, this hopper is a filter. Over here, the 5 items you can see, only these 5 items this hopper can receive. Means if this dropper has this book with this activation item, and this hopper also has that activation item, so that hopper will receive that activation item. And this comparator is detecting that how many items are there in this hopper, and it emits a response signal according to it. Now whenever there is only one more item in this hopper, only then this comparator will have a signal strength of 2, means it will power this redstone dust and also this redstone dust, and this redstone dust will emit the redstone signal to this redstone repeater, and this redstone repeater will carry redstone signal to this piston, which will extend that hopper over there. And this redstone dust will emit redstone signal to this block, which will power this block, and this block will deactivate this redstone torch, which will deactivate this redstone line. And if this redstone line is deactivated, then this hopper is unlocked, and now items can go through this hopper. And at that time, this piston has extended and there is a hopper under it, and it can pick up that item, and as soon as it picks up that item, so the number of items in that hopper decreases, and the signal strength also decreases to 1, and everything is back to its initial state. And in that time we are getting a pulse, and using that pulse we are firing this dropper, and in the meantime it starts raining. Why? Let me stop it. Okay. And in the meantime, that item has gone through all of that hoppers into this chest, where you can pick that up. And when this dropper has fired, this unstackable item will go to this dropper, and that comparator will detect that and power this block, which will deactivate this redstone torch. And if this redstone torch is deactivated, then this redstone line is deactivated, which deactivates this whole door. And this whole doors, and let's explain this. Over here, these 2 pistons are extended over here, and over here these 2 pistons are extended because of this redstone line, which pushes the block over here. And same happens with this side, and over here this redstone lines power the bottom 2 pistons, which is these 2 blocks, pushes it up over here. And behind that there is a simple 2x2 piston door, which basically pushes the blocks from here to here. This door is very simple. So now let's do this process. And it gives a pulse, and look what I said, and it happened. Now this red button, which is for closing the door, if I press this red button, it powers this redstone line, which powers this dropper, and this dropper fires and puts this item in this dropper, so there is no more redstone output from here, means a comparator output. and this redstone torch again activates, and for that the door closes. So let's do this. Look, it happened what I said. From here let's pick up my item. And the same thing happens with this green button. Whenever I press this green button, it powers this pulse extender, which extends the pulse to a certain amount of time, and in that time we can get out of the door. Let's show you. You saw that. And that's this door explained. So this is it for this video. Hope this video helped you make your hidden piston door. And what will you put behind that hidden door? You can let me know in the comment section below. And in case you're wondering, means if you have still some doubts about how to make this door, then for that I'm putting a world download in this game. So from there, download the world and check it out. Means how to make this door. You can just look at every single detail on how it works. I will name it ABou's hidden door. And obviously your ideas, your suggestions and your questions are always welcome. And at last, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye. Finally, now my job is done, and now I can enjoy all of my gold and diamond. Wait, it's renamed yellow concrete and it's renamed ice. What date is it? No, it isn't 1st April. It's not April Fool's Day. Why I'm getting fooled? Miss, before April Fool's Day. This is unfair. This is unfair. I should have noticed before. It seems like I'm having a very terrible day. Whatever.